Alright, so it is January 5th, and in our last video I talked a lot about what the plans were going to be for the Firebird over the winter, and then didn't really get anything done to it as far as upgrades. Just kind of got it up. Just got it up on the jacks, took the hood off, took the rear tires off. Tonight we're going to try and get the transmission out at the very least. And I mean, if I have time and want to stay up super late, I want to get the motor pulled out too. But we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen. But for sure we're going to get the transmission out. Right now I'm working on disconnecting the torque arm from the rear axle from the 9-inch so that I can slide it out of the transmission cross member easier. So right up in there, the torque arm comes in to the rubber bushing and it's hooked to the cross member. And if you leave this thing attached back here to the rear axle, it is quite a pain to get it out of that front bushing and to get the cross member out without a lot of strain and twisting this way and that with everything. So we're gonna pull it out from back there and then just pull it out of the bushing. That'll make this a whole lot easier to get off, and that's what we're gonna work on right now. We have the bolts out of the bottom of this thing. They go here and here. So we got those out by moving the axle up and down with the jack while we keep the body supported on the stands. And now we gotta jack the axle back up until this is a little more loose on there. So we won't have to go up much. And then we'll just be able to push it off to the side and pull it out of the front bushing. Let's get to that right now. Well, it is out. So this will be a whole lot easier to get out now. Not easy to do. Yeah. I think it would be easier next time to do this if I took this plate, these bolts, out, because they'll come out the back, and just took this plate off. I think that would be easier than what I ended up doing. I ended up like popping it off on the inside and then turning it over this and coming out underneath the yoke, between the yoke and the exhaust. And the exhaust was really in the way. I think in order to get it back in, I'm either going to have to take the exhaust out or take this plate off and reinstall it. But it's out, so that's good. Okay, so cross members out. That was fun. I had decided that since we were down here, we might as well get the shift cable all set up for the new shifter before we take everything apart. That way it's ready to go when we go back together, and we won't have to deal with it then when I'm excited to get everything going. So that took a little while, but we got that done. And then we got the cross member out just now. Now we got to work on getting out the bell housing bolts. There's one right there, and then another right above it, and two more up top, and then two more on the other side. We got to take off this dust shield, dust cover, I guess you could call that. Just got to take that off, pull it out of the way, and then get those bolts out. And we should be ready to drop the transmission down to where we can unhook the transmission cooler lines right there. Well, we got the transmission out. It made kind of a mess. It ended up leaking all out the tail housing instead of where I thought it was going to come out by the cooling line fittings. But we got it on the jack. It's out from under the car. We're going to take it and set it on that bench over there. Tomorrow probably, not tonight. Tonight I think I'm going to keep working for a few minutes. I think I'm going to pull the exhaust system down yeah, try and get most of that down and out from under the car. I'm gonna have to end up reworking some of it either way, and it'll be easier for me to get the torque arm back in with it out in the back. Right back here, if I take that part out, it'll be easier to get the torque arm back up in. And right up here is where that frame tie is going to come in. It goes right on the rail inside here, and then it actually hooks in right here, and this is going to be right in the way. So I'm going to have to figure out something else for that area of that. But I think I'm going to try and get that out tonight. Come on. Here's some of the parts we took off. We got the torque arm there, the drive shaft there. That's the frame tie that's going to get welded in. There's the cross member for the transmission. That's the rear tire. Tranny dipstick right there. And there's some of the exhaust. So that's out. That's cool. The Y pipe from the headers back to the cutout right here. I don't know if you can see. There's the cutout right there. But anyway, that's got to come off yet. And then the engine will be free except for cooling hoses and like starter wiring and alternator wiring. I think all the rest of the electric connectors are undone. Maybe a couple of grounds here and there, but it'll be almost ready to get pulled. Just got to take the accessories out the front, drain the coolant out, take all those electrical connectors off, and should be ready to come out of there. Transmission is going to sit on the jack for the night. Move my cars out in the morning so I can just roll it over there and just set it up on that bench. That'll be a whole lot easier. Yeah. The Pro Gate's in and installed. I've got to finish up the center console lid there. It snapped in one spot. I got to glue it back together. And then it'll be ready to reinstall on here. And this thing might be a little annoying, you know, for just driving around. If you want to put it down in first, second, third, whatever. Especially because I'm thinking of putting the full manual valve body conversion in the 700 R4, so you have to start it in 1 and 2, 3, and 4 every time. You can't just put it in drive and go. But this will be great for racing, because with the old shifter, a lot of times what would happen is when I would go from 1 to 2, it would skip all the way to 3 and short shift second, and I'd lose about a half a second in the run, which, you know, didn't equate to a whole lot when this thing was slow, but hopefully it'll be a lot faster coming out next spring. So that'll be nice to have. And it'll look pretty nice in there. I can also wire up the line lock button for the Moroso line lock. And it's got a clamp that can go right here. So when you're in drive, or whatever, in first, you can just reach down with your thumb and hit a button that'll be right there to engage the line lock, do your burnout, and let off of it. So that'll be kind of neat. Don't think I could have done that with the old shifter, but yeah. This is my boost gauge, is what it is, but it just reads vacuum right now, obviously, because I have no boost, but I was having issues with the vacuum line was getting pinched somewhere, so that's why that's hanging out. It's working currently, but I don't know. It's going to stay out there just to remind me that I need to make sure that it's working before we say everything's done next spring. I'm excited. I think we're going to call it good for tonight as far as work. Go inside, clean up, go to sleep. But yeah, pretty exciting. Making some headway here and there. Not super excited to start working on the transmission. I don't really enjoy that, But it's a whole lot cheaper for me to do it than to send it to a shop. And I'm not bad at it. It's just time consuming and I don't enjoy it. But yeah, I'm really excited to start working on the motor because I really enjoy doing that. But I don't have all the parts I want yet. I'm still waiting on my camshaft, new timing set, and head bolts, a couple other things, little things. But almost have all the parts I need for the motor. And then this guy, I don't have any of the parts really for that yet. I gotta order all those. But it's kind of stealing the real estate of my engine stand. I might bolt the oil pan back up and set it back on a tire over here. But it's just gonna sit there for now, for tonight. Yeah, pretty excited. It's going good so far, so we'll see how long this ends up taking me. If I get it all done before spring, I mean, that'd be awesome. It's ready to go, and you know, break-in processes and stuff were done on camshaft and the new ring gear and the back and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens. All right, that's gonna be it for tonight. Bye.